Well, hello guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Dee, and today I am going to do a technique I've been wanting to do with you on video here. I've only done it a few times on my own, after hearing about it years ago, and it's roundabout stamping. Now, there are jigs that you can buy that have markings to do roundabout stamping, but I didn't want to spend the money on it, so I tried making my own, and I have my Misty here. We're going to be using that a lot today. Now, you see this little square little thing here? Make sure I'm in shot here. This is my homemade jig, my roundabout jig, and basically I took a 4-inch square piece of vellum, I think it is. No, it's acetate. Yeah, acetate. And so I made quadrants, and, well, 1, 2, 3, 4. I had 8, so I don't know what that would be. Quadrant sounds like it's 4. Anyway, quadrants times 2, and just divided them up into 8 sections, and then I took my, I don't know what I used to make the circles, maybe dyes that I traced around. If I didn't do that, that would be a good way. And so it's on this acetate, like I said, and I actually have the ink, the permanent ink that I used on the back side of this, because when I use it, I don't want to, wear it off too soon. So I don't know if anybody else does it this way, but I taped it to the outside of my Misty, and then when I'm ready to put my stamps on to do the roundabout stamping, then I will just put it underneath here. Okay, I'll show you as we go along. Today we are going to be using some Altenew inks, and this is the, let's see, what's the name of the set? Oh, Tropical Forest Fresh Dye ink. We've got bamboo, parrot, olive, moss, and I might use all of them today. We'll just see. And I want to show you this stamp set is what I'm going to be using for the florals. And by the way, this what you see is just practice. So I'll remove that when it's time. But I have 1, 2, 3 different stamps that I'm going to be using. This stamp set is by Craftwork Cards, and I must have bought it on Craft Stash back when they were still a Craft Stash company. Now they've been absorbed by Craft World or something. I can't remember. Anyway, so I bought these to use, and so I'm going to use them for this roundabout stamping technique. So I'll set that aside for now. And then also, I will be using this stamp set by, let's see, I have it all together. Whoops, those are my stamps from the other set. Let's see if I turn it over without making a mess. Sizzix, yeah. So, framelits with stamps. So, anyway, I'm going to set that aside, so we'll be using it. Now, I'm going to, first of all, take this paper out, because it's a little distracting, and I'll put a clean sheet in over here. Excuse me. But we're not going to stamp on here. We are going to stamp on this. This is a 4-inch square white piece of cardstock, and I'm going to put the magnet there. Okay, let me get a little organized here so I don't have chaos. Okay, make sure I'm still in shot. Okay, now, excuse me, it is morning, so welcome to the throat clearing by Dee. I am going to start with this hello stamp from the Sizzix collection, and we are going to make a hello card, but this is what we're going to do. Now, see what I'm doing. I'm sorry if my light is blaring you. I don't have the best, well, I don't have the most knowledge for developing a good setup, so we're just going to see what I'm doing. I'm just putting on the back, and then we will go ahead and get our ink. Now, I'm going to use this moss color for the hello. And let's see, have I used this already? Yeah, I have. But I'm going to, for a new stamp, you'll want to take a cloth to wipe off the residue from the factory. And so that's what I would do if it was new. It's not new because I've used it before. Oh, now we're going to have a problem. Get that out of the way. Okay. Whoop. It's still happening, isn't it? I may have to go like this. Okay, very good. Maybe a little extra stamping that is a little blotchy. There we go. All right. Now, it's important for you to wipe off your stamp and dry it off before you move it, because we're going to move it around the jig, and because you don't, when you place it on the next area, you don't want to accidentally get ink from the stamp like on your cardstock. Okay, so I'm going to go around this way. So I'm paying attention to where I have it on the jig. I have it in the middle, and I have it in the kind of the middle of it along the line here. So I'm going to try to duplicate that position-wise. And here we go. Now, if it's not perfect, it's okay. This is a handmade card. All right. Now, we'll get this hello stamped all the way around. And see how it goes. Oh, maybe one more try. Okay. Oh, that looks good. Okay. Wipe it off. Dry it. And we move on. Okay, now, so I've done this, I've done this. Now I'm going to do here. So like I said, I'm paying attention to the placement, trying to get everything centered as best I can, and go from there. Now, this is going to be upside down, but that's okay. That's kind of like the, circular stamping is going to look like. Roundabout stamping. Okay, give it a wipe. Now, last one for this one. Rotate it this way. Pay attention to the placement. I believe it was Jennifer McGuire who I saw do a video, saw her video, I should say, with roundabout stamping, and she used a jig that, I don't know, some company had made, and excuse me, that's how I got onto the idea. But that was, probably 3 years ago. And I've done a roundabout stamping type card, but this is the first time I'm doing it here for you. So encourage you guys to give it a try, because it is kind of fun. You can make wreaths with it. You can do, obviously this is hello. Okay, we're done with this, so I'm going to put this back over here. Excuse me. Oh, sorry guys. I have my stamps. I think in here are the ones that I'm going to use. I showed you already, but let's put these over here for now. Now, I have to decide which leaf thing I want to use. So I've got these. Which one I want to use first? How about if I use the kind of bigger one first? Now, I'm going to be using a different area of the jig because I don't want to cover up all my hello. So we are going to, I think we're going to do it like this. Now, this stamp is a little curved, and honestly, that does make roundabout stamping easier. And so, I mean, you can, if your stamp is flexible enough, you can use more of a straight stamp. Like if you had a word stamp, like I used hello, excuse me, and you wanted to curve it, you might be able to curve it a little bit. It just depends on the makeup of the stamp. Okay, this is already slightly curved, so we're just going to go with that. Now I'm going to put it here. Now notice I'm trying to line it up. If you can see here, I'm lining up the stem of the branch. You know what? Yep. Okay, I've got all these leaves in the quadrant, and the stem is kind of hanging out. But I'm lining it up with the actual line of the jig. Okay, so you see where it is? That's what I need to remember, because it will make it look more even if I place it in the same area each time. Okay, so now if the cardstock shifts, remember, put it back. You want it to be straight. Now I use moss for the word, but I think I will use olive for this one. And we will go along. Oh, maybe another little pass. Okay, looks good. Now let's give it a wipe. And you know, kind of like where you have to remember where you parked your car in a big parking lot. If you're like me, you have to pay attention. This is where I need to pay attention. Now I've started here. I'm gonna skip this one, and we're gonna go to this one, okay? But I gotta pay attention and keep it in the right direction. So remember, I had the kind of the leaves within the quadrant here, and the stem kind of poking out. And remember, rearrange your cardstock, or you will have a crooked stamp. Okay, I don't know what's going on. I wonder if I need to add some little paper shim layers underneath my pad, because usually this stamps very well. And it's not the stamp's problem, because I stamped earlier with this as my practice run. Okay. All right, time to pay attention again. We did this, we skipped, we did this, we skip, now we do this. Okay. And hopefully my head's not in the way. Okay. Olive, here we go. Looks like I'm going to be double stamping on everything today, so we'll just plan on that. Okay. Wipe away. Okay, now skip. We'll put it right here. Okay. And there we go. You know, when you do roundabout stamping, you can make the design as full or as sparse as you want. You know, if I wanted to, which I'm not going to today, but if I wanted to, I could just stop with this. You know, it's like a clean and simple type, excuse me, clean and simple design, which honestly I don't do very well, because I like my areas filled. It's just, I guess it's just me. There are some wonderful clean and simple card makers out there. Natalie Bowers from NB Cards is one. I love watching her, even though I may not exactly follow her designs because they are clean and simple. But she has some great videos out there. So I would recommend finding her. And if I ever learn how to link something, I will do that. But right now my skills are not there. So we'll just have to mention it, okay? And maybe if I can, I'll put it in the description, just write it out. Okay, now we are going to use this one, and we have to decide how we're gonna do this. Now this one curves a little differently. It curves, no it doesn't, never mind, forget what I said. I didn't know what I was talking about. Okay, so let's do it like this. I don't think I like that. What if I did it like this? Yeah. Let's do it. Okay, now I'm going to be using the quadrants that we did not use the first time. Okay, so here we go. Pay attention. And it looks like basically everything is going to fit within this little quadrant. All right, now I'm not going to use olive. I think I will use parrot. We'll have a brighter color leaf. All right, here we go. That lined up okay. I did say olive, didn't? No, I said parrot. Whoops. Let's get these out of the way so I do not accidentally use the wrong color. Excuse me. It is morning, so unfortunately, we have a busy week this week because Kurt and I are teaching in our Vacation Bible School, also known as VBS. Starting tonight, and through Friday night, sorry. And so I'm trying to get this video up and done before things get busy today. And I've got all my supplies ready, but, you know, got to go through the lesson again and all that. Okay, now, pay attention, Dee. Skip. And we are going to do this. This one is, you know, a little more simple to line up because basically it all fits within that quadrant. Now I'm going to keep saying quadrant even though I know there's 8. I have no idea what you say if there's 8. 8, Brent? No. That's silly. Okay. Now wipe it off. Oh, goodness, sorry. Okay, skip. And we'll line this up. Okay, it looks like we have this one and one more. And then we'll see where we're at time-wise. Oh, whoops. That one I need to redo. Stamp again. Okay. Now wipe. Okay, one more to do. Skip. Okay, Dee, get it together. Get it going the right way. That would be helpful. You know, there have been a few times when I've stamped things that I've tried to do it stamping onto the back side. It doesn't work. However, I did hear somebody say that if you don't have a die, or if you want like a shadow, like there's only one stamp and you want kind of a shadowed look, you can stamp on the back side and make a shadow, or make a shape you can fussy cut for like a background. So I thought that was like an amazing idea. And I have done that maybe once or twice, but I really like dies that cut out things. I'm not a huge fussy cutter. I've done it plenty, but it's not my favorite thing to do. Okay, now let's look at this. Let's say, are we done or should we go some more? You know what? I think in the spirit of clean and simple, which I don't do very well, I've already mentioned that, I think we're going to be done. Now, if I wanted to, I could start, I guess we only use 2 of those stamps. I could start laying out, you know, other pieces like over here that would fill in the middles. But I don't want to do that today in the interest of time and in the interest of how long the video will be. So let's go ahead and call it good for here, and then we'll put the card together. So like I said, I don't know if people put their jig on like this. I can't remember how Jennifer McGuire did it because it's been too long since I've seen that video. And we'll just go with that. Okay, now this, I wanted to have a square card because it's a square panel here. And I don't normally do this shape of card like as on the regular. But I thought this would fit, and I really wanted orange cardstock. But unfortunately, this is kind of flimsy. This is not your typical standard weight cardstock for a card base. This is what you would call a layering weight, and you know, I'm just going to have to go with it because that's what I have. Now, if I would have taken the time, and I didn't want to, I could have taken white cardstock and orange ink, which I have, and just swiped all over to make orange cardstock, and like on a heavier weight cardstock, and that would be great. But I'm not going to do that today. So let's see, where did I leave it? Hang on just a second. I go over here. I showed this set in a previous video a while back, and it came in some supplies that basically I kind of inherited from a friend from church who died. She was a great card maker. She made beautiful cards. And so anyway, this pack was in there, and I just love it. And if you've watched me before, when I talked about this, I talk about how I love pink and orange and all that and yellow together. So that's what this pack has. So anyway, that's where I got this paper. And we're going to use our trusty glue. And we are going to glue this layering panel onto the card base. And okay, get it even as possible before I smoosh it down. Oh, it's pretty good. Could have been just a little more even over here, but oh well. Okay, now this will go here. All right. So we're gonna, now this piece of cardstock is actual cardstock base weight. Probably 180 pounds. Okay, let's get this even. Clean and simple, people. I don't do it often. We're going to stick with it today and call it good. Now, this card base, card, I should say, is going to require extra postage, because if I would have made it a 5-inch card, 5-inch square card base, I could have put it in a 5x7 envelope and then no extra postage. But because I didn't do that, I wanted as much of this layering panel to show, because I love this. I made it 5.5 by 5.5. So, you know what? Once in a while I spend extra postage, and I'm not going to begrudge that because I love the cards that I want to send, and so I just do it. Okay? So, anyway, one last thing. We have to do our stamp and make sure it's going the right direction. I have done that too many times. Now this ink pad I've mentioned before, I only use for this stamp, this handcrafted with love by. Let's see if I can get it even. And I always keep this little stamp on this little block that I also inherited from my friend Carolyn. So, such a blessing. Actually, her niece was the one who invited me to come look at all Carolyn's things. And it was just, I was so overwhelmed by their generosity. I just can't tell you how much it meant to me. And so, anyway, there you go, guys. Clean and simple. Hello, hello, hello. Thanks so much for joining me, guys. I appreciate you. And for the newcomers that have subscribed lately, thank you so much. I appreciate you joining this little community that we have. And if you like this video, please like it. If you want to share it with somebody, please do, because maybe we can join our group. Oh, brother. Maybe we can grow our group a little more and invite others to have fun with us here. So, and I would love to have you comment too. That I would love to engage with you there. So, have a great rest of your week, guys, and we will see you later. Take care. Bye.